Hey there, guys. We just had the live stream number 71 for global month of August, and in this video, I'll just giving you a brief recap of what went on. As usual, I don't want to spend too long talking about everything because, I don't want to leave nothing left to talk about on Tuesday with the news. But let's go over the live stream briefly and some of the major points from the live stream. Overall, this was a pretty decent live stream, and I was, for the most part, pretty happy with it. It was just Justin and Tony. We didn't have anyone else there, but overall, it was a really good live stream. So the first thing is this week we are getting on global. Her name is going to be Wondrous Flash Lightning. She is the premium, the new premium unit. She's got the Rebellion category. We've talked about that many times in previous videos. You should kind of know what that is at this point. We'll go over it a little bit more in this video. But she's getting a whole bunch of upgrades for global. It seems like, Flaring Rain, once again, where the unit who was already pretty good is just getting some huge global upgrades. Now, that being said, the global upgrades are basically just for Clash of Wills. But, yeah, she's going to be, it seems like a decent Clash of Wills unit with some asterisks. We'll go over that in a second. But the unit itself is a trance shift unit. We'll talk more about her on Tuesday with the news video, but she's already in JP. You already know what her JP stuff is. She's a lightning damage dealer in the shift form. The base form is non-elemental, but deals slightly less damage. But yeah, she's a premium damage dealer basically. This is just a skill she already had from JP, so they're just previewing it. We're not really going to go over that too much. This is one of her global upgrades. At EX2, she's getting a 230 modifier buff to her base form LB. That's the non-elemental one. That should give her a decent Clash of Wills damage. She's also getting 1,000 morale per turn, same as Flaring Rain. And it's nice that the buff is in the base form, because like I said, the base form is non-elemental, and the base form, it's trance shift, so therefore the base form is always available. The shift form is not always available. It would have been nice if her shift form got upgraded as well, because this basically just means that her base form is just straight up superior to the shift form, even if you are using the lightning element in Clash of Wills. But whatever, it's fine. Really nice upgrade. And here's another, this is both a positive and a negative upgrade. So her leader skill is getting a global upgrade. So out of Clash of Wills, it's going to be, for the most part, the same thing. Let's see, but this is a lot to read. So in Clash of Wills content, it's a 900% leader skill. So 900% to Rebellion category units. It is also 750 to Rebellion category units. Also, they're adding new and additional Clash of Wills categories. So Clash of Wills Support, Clash of Wills Wind, and Clash of Wills Lightning. So what this basically means is Lightning will, if she's your leader in Clash of Wills, she will buff up all your Rebellion units, whether they're Clash of Wills units or not. So, Cloud, Lightning, Yuffie, etc. The rest of the units, they are getting the upgrade, their Rebellion category. We'll talk about that in a minute. But all your normal non-Clash Rebellion units will get 900% leader skill. Also, Clash of Wills Wind or Clash of Wills Lightning units will qualify. So some Wind units, for example, are Malphase, Chizuru, Sky is another one. We'll get 900% leader skill, Sky. So basically, any unit that has the morale category in game and has the wind category, I think it's just Sky, Malphase, and Chizuru are the only three wind morale units. I could be forgetting one or two, but that's the main ones. And then Lightning. So Clash of Wills Lightning units would be Nora, Cloud technically, but he's already a Rebellion anyway. But if he wasn't, he'd still get this. Also, Esther, you're not going to bring her for damage, but she still qualifies. I think that's it for Clash of Wills Lightning units. And then Clash of Wills support units. Now, obviously, the support units don't care about the 900% attack and magic, but, for the bulk, the defense and spirit. So, Abigail, Sylvie, Melissa, all your supports, Kresnik, Bulwark, all those, whether they're lightning, wind, or not, they're all going to get the buffing from this leader skill. So, this leader skill, at first glance, is like, oh my god, amazing, 900% leader skill. Then you think about it for a second or two. You know what this is actually saying? Your other units that you're used to bringing are not going to get buffed. Meaning, Richt, who has just been pulled, Richt, who is amazing, will not qualify for this team. Ibarra will not qualify for this team. Dwayne will not qualify for this team. Ayaka, Olive, Lilith. Actually, Lilith probably will because she's a support unit. She's a tank, so she'll get it, actually. But you see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these other recent, actually, Clash of Wills, and hilariously enough, the new unit, Arcane Scholar Kier, will not qualify for this leader skill because he didn't get the Rebellion category, and he's not Wind or Lightning. I just, I love taking every chance I get to point out how terrible Kier is. Anyway, yeah, so this is... this is really divisive about your teams. So, like, if you've got Lightning, Nora, Cloud, and Malphasy, I mean, okay, you've got a strong 4-man party. Great. For DPS. Then, of course, you add a tank and a buffer. But if you, for example, just pulled, like, Richt to EX3, you've been using Dwayne because you pulled him, maybe you're still using Ibarra, just got her on the anniversary to EX3, they're not going to qualify. And that's, like I said, very divisive. It's like they're trying to do just like JP does, which is push away all the units you just pulled for. I've complained about this in the past, the way JP will sell you a premium, like premium Locke or premium Tyvis, and then the very next Dark Visions is heavily resistant to that element. Like, they just sell you Locke, they give you 1 month, and then the very next month, the boss is fire resistant. Same thing with Tyvis. Tyvis had one fight. The very next month, the boss had 50% light resist and negative to everything else. Like, they very specifically push away the recent units. Global is now doing the same thing. So we just went for Richt. Richt is amazing. Amazing. Except when he's not getting a leader skill. Then he's not quite as good. Richt is not going to cut it without a leader skill. You see what I'm saying? And that's unfortunate. Now, Richt potentially might fall under the support category. I seriously doubt it, because he does have breaks. I seriously doubt he's going to fall under the support category. But maybe. We'll have to see this on Thursday. Actually, this is going to be... yeah, this actually will be on Thursday. So we'll see. We'll talk more about this on Tuesday's news. We'll talk even more about it after getting the full information from data. But, yeah, this could either be really powerful or a huge middle finger to people who have been using units that don't fall under this very, very specific and narrow leader skill for Clash of Wills. So there you go. And here we go. So, as I mentioned, the Rebellion category. So, this week, if you've been doing the Rebellion stage for Cloud's Crowns, you might, not have Tyvis or Cloud, and then you feel really sad because the stage is very, very hard because Global didn't add a ton of Rebellion units. Well, they're adding them next week. So next week, we're getting the rest of the Rebellion units we were expecting, like Tulian. Actually, Tulian already has it. But like Yuffie. Like Yuffie, should have been the Rebellion category. A bunch of other big Rebellions we didn't have on Global. Well, they're all getting it on Thursday. Also, the Vidar +1, we'll go over that in a second. Another thing is they are buffing up young hero Zac. I guess they heard feedback from the community about how Zac was just the biggest train wreck ever and a big bamboozle, where they sold Zac and then immediately made him pretty much useless by killing Riku. So they're gonna throw us a bone, and they're gonna buff up Zac's leader skill a tiny amount. It goes from 500 to 600%. That being said, it's too late, too little, too late. You know, the new hotness is lightning. If you're building a lightning party, and I'm talking about if you're a competitive, try-hard Dark Visions player, you know, you always got to go for the best of the best. You're not running Young Hero Zack anymore. You're running Wondrous Flash Lightning. So yeah, you know, like I said, too little, too late. You know, for those people that like Zack, though, it is a nice upgrade, and like he's not useless or anything. It's still a competent party. It just won't be the best anymore because we've got better. You know, you're not going to use 600 when 750 exists if you're like a top 100 player. And if you're not a top 100 player, then use whatever you have and it doesn't really matter because it's very easy to get, you know, ranks other than top 100. And then the new global exclusive unit. So thank you that stupid Kier is not the actual unit for August. Kier, as we expected, Arcane Scholar Kier is a complete throwaway, useless unit that was not really intended to be pulled for or used. This is the real August unit of the month. Blood Dancer Elespira. So for those of you that know your history, will know that Elespirus was pretty much the worst unit of the entire fan design batch. We had an original fan design batch of Beryl, Cersei, Elespirus. Oh god, there was like 6 of them. Who were the other ones? Malphasy was one of the original fan design units, and I think and Myra was the other one. So that was the 6 original fan design units, and Elespirus was just head and shoulders below the worst of the worst. She was so bad on release. Then later, a bunch of them got upgrades, like 6 months down the road, a year down the road. You know, Myra, all the units got upgrades. Cersei got upgrades, etc. Elespirus got upgrades. Malphasy got upgrades. Once again, even after upgrades, she was terrible. She was absolutely terrible. So, that being said, will she be terrible again, or will she be actually saved by her 3rd version? You know, well, first version plus upgraded version, and then the actual 3rd version, or technically it's the 2nd version. The new version of Elespirus, will she be good, or will she be a huge troll yet again? Now, I'm hoping she's good. You know, I always did like Elespirus. I thought her artwork was pretty cool, the whole blood, vampire, hemomancer type mechanic. I thought that was super awesome and amazing. Of course, the developers made her straight garbage, but I was hoping she's good. So here we go again. Let's hope she's really good. I really hope she is. I'm hyped for her. I cannot wait to see more information. We saw some information. We're going to go over it in a second. But I really can't wait to see a lot more information once we get the entire kit. This is not coming this week. This is coming, I think, on the 24th was the Clash of Wills stuff. So 2 weeks away for this one. But yeah, so Dark Imperil Field imbues Dark and Ice, debuffs that cast every turn. She uses HP instead of MP, which, you know, is good or bad depending on the mechanic, depending on the fight. And by the way, here's the some examples of the categories. I have this in the wrong order, apparently. So Clash of Wills Lightning, we kind of went over this already. You know, Clash of Wills Wind, and then Clash of Wills Support, like the tanks, Melissa, you know, Elespirus, etc. Wow. Someone just, like, peeled out so hard on the road in front of my house. I wonder if you guys could have heard that. Like, someone was just, like, going from 0 to 100 in half a second. Anyway, wow, I'm tearing up their tires. Whatever, anyway. So, yeah, so categories. And then Elespirus is a support unit. She's more of a breaker, it seems. So her damage is probably not going to be great. We'll have to see on Thursday. But if she's falling under the support units, then she's probably not going to be a big boy damage dealer. But we'll have to see. So here is some featured abilities. So right here, 90% full break in Clash of Wills only, 170 Dark and Ice resist. Don't forget the field as well. So 210 Dark Imperil actually. And then 150 Imperiled all. So basically it seems like she's just going to replace Kaito. It does seem like. There you go. Her SLB is just kind of generic. You know, it's good. It's really good, don't get me wrong. It seems like generic. You know, 40% Katana in peril, 88 defense and Spirit Break, 160 Dark in peril, and then some damage. The modifier, honestly, is pretty low, so 2x by 5%. That would be 2 times 20. That's 40. So 290 LB in Clash of Wills, 250 out of Clash of Wills. I pray and hope there's more modifier buffs for that in her kit, because if there isn't, wow, that's going to be bad damage. Like, really bad damage. But there may be more buffs in the kit. I don't know. We'll have to see on 2 weeks from now. Then her leader skill is, yet again, the copy-paste leader skill. Same as Rick, same as Malthazy. 300 out, 500 in for Clash of Wills category only. Here's her... Oh, I am so happy about this. I'm so happy about this. They listened to feedback. We're not getting a weapon on this freaking STMR. The STMR is true vampirism. 100% LB damage and chain cap increase. So basically, it's just Savior of Souls STMR with 100 LB damage on top. Or Chow's STMR with 100 LB damage on top. Of course, it doesn't have the other stuff with it. But yeah, it's really good. That's really good. I would like 2 copies of this minimum, so I'm tempted to pull just for this. Of course, the kit as a whole will make my final decision, but I'm really hyped for this. And then her Trust Mastery is even really good. 60 attack power and 100 true double hand as an accessory. So basically just like a really upgraded Marshall's glove, just way better Marshall's glove. Really good. It's very similar to the Neovision's, It's very similar to the Neovision's Seitan TMR or STMR, whatever. I actually didn't pull him, so it's pretty good. Here's her vision card. It seems pretty decent. 130 attack power, some percent stats, and then an auto cast mitigation for all allies. The entire party, keep that in mind, not just her, the whole party. I love that. I love this so much, depending on the percentage. If it's like 5%, who cares? But if it's like 30% or something, wow, I gotta have this. I gotta have this. If it's 30% or better. We'll have to see. So auto-cast mitigation for the whole party is super awesome. For racial mitigation, by the way. And then flat stats, you know, whatever. And then just a little bit of lore about the background. You can read this. You can pause the video if you really want to. I'm not going to go over it, but there's some lore for her. And then her vision card. Her vision card is actually kind of interesting. If you look at the little art right here, we've got Ella Spirus, and then her father is a vampire, and her mother is a succubus. So I guess her father is like Dimitri, and her mother is Morgan. You know, for those of you that can recognize that reference, you can point it out in the comment. I'm kind of making a joke. It's really not the daughter of Morgan and Dimitri. But anyway. Just a cool little bit of lore. There's the vision card. Anyway, new events. So they are giving us the Vidar +1. Now, this is a difference from the JP server. On the JP server, Vidar +1 came from the special tower event, that the sealed tower to get to Garuda. It was an exploration. We do know we're getting Garuda. Garuda has been confirmed. I'm wondering if this means they are taking away the tower itself, because Garuda was actually a separate encounter outside the tower on the map, so they could easily remove the tower and just give us the rewards from like heroic quests, which is boring, and take the tower away entirely. I hope that is not the case. I hope they are not cutting the entire tower. I don't know. They didn't mention if they are or aren't. All I know is this used to be inside the tower. Now it's just a generic heroic quest, you know, for doing like Earth Shrine or something. So we'll have to see. But in any case, it is Tulian's upgrade. We mentioned that this was kind of delayed in the past. This gives him his field. So, yay. Pretty cool. Then Clash of Wills. Apparently we're getting Cybernetic Dragon Asta. This is the second Clash of Wills from a year and a half ago. They're bringing him back as a rerun. It's a different version. This is the Cybernetic Dragon version. Previously, he was just an undead dragon. I have mixed feelings about this. I really do enjoy the new, interesting, unique, new model and boss every month. This is the second time now they are rerunning a boss, just a total rerun. It is slightly different. This time it's metal. Last time it was bone. But it's the same boss. It's Asta. Obviously, the AI is going to be totally new. It's going to be a totally new encounter. It's just basically they're just reusing the model and the idea of the boss. And the other boss was the Egg Exterminator. They rerun the Egg Exterminator like at some point in the past. I just look forward every month to seeing a brand new, unique Clash of Wills sprite and boss. So I was looking for like, oh, what is it going to be this time? And now it's just like, oh, we've done him before. This is not interesting. But whatever, we'll see. It's a new boss. Here's some stuff about the boss. We're not gonna go over this too much. You can pause the video if you really want to read it. So there we go, and there's more information. We're gonna go over all of this on Clash of Wills Week in 2 weeks, and then future plans for Clash of Wills. This is kind of like a non-info thing because like bosses already do this. So they're saying in the future bosses might have Berserk mode where some turns it does more damage, or Morale mode where some turns it does more morale. Bosses already do this. Like every boss has certain turns where the boss will like fill the morale gauge a huge amount, or some turns that are more dangerous than others. Like turn 4 the big attack is coming, so you better use the big mitigation. Like this is literally how Clash of Wills has worked since day one, and they're saying it's going to change to work the way it's always worked. I don't know. This was a very strange like nothing update, but there it is. And then lastly, some information. They are apparently cutting the Q&A section from the live streams. My favorite section was the Q&A. The Q&A was always worth a good joke at the end of the stream, but I guess they finally realized the Q&A section was a joke. Now they're just giving us a little bit of information at the end of the stream. So information, rerunning some vision cards on August 21st. So, if you want to pull for an older card, like an older limited card, it'll be available on the 21st. You got to pull for it, of course, not free. You got to special summon for it. Another thing is they are going to try to reduce maintenance periods. Me personally, I've never been that big on a maintenance problem or whatever. Or basically, a lot of people get really upset that maintenance is so long. I mean, I'd love for maintenance to be shorter or not exist, but like I'm just like whatever. I mean, if the game takes 7 hours of maintenance, I get to sleep later that day. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that big a deal to me that maintenance takes 6-7 hours. But some people get really upset that maintenance does take between 6 to 8 hours. So they're going to try to make it shorter. And like I said, if they make it shorter, wonderful, great. Or maybe not so great because that means I got to wake up earlier. We'll see. And then lastly, they have heard our feedback about the Dark Fina and Cyan Crown situation, and this I'm happy about. Not this specifically, but I'm happy that they actually listen to feedback. I'm really pleased when they listen to feedback, they take it seriously, and they fix the problem. So based on the feedback that they heard, they are going to be giving us 10 Master Crowns because of the whole Cyan and Dark Fina scenario. And like we said, because there's no way to get Master Crowns, they're going to be adding an area to get Master Crowns in the future. So maybe like a weekly mission to do something. I don't know. Whatever. You're getting daily crowns in the future. So this is great that they're fixing the problem they created last week. On the other hand, this kind of makes it sound like because they're doing this, it does make it sound like they do intend to remove more crown stages and just give us the gold crowns and not worry about the whole EX stage, etc. As long as they're giving us the gold crowns to cover it, I'm like whatever. I mean, the stage, the fights are interesting. It's nice to have them. I don't want them cut or anything, but as long as they are giving us a source of the crowns, it's not quite that bad. And then there was one more thing that they mentioned. Oh, God, there wasn't a slide for... Oh, Carlet. They said, we've heard your feedback about Carlet and that the fact that she's still not here, they're going to give us Carlet this month. So, yay. Carlet is like 9 months out of date at this point. She is so far beyond Power Crept that her time is so far in the past. At this point, it's basically irrelevant that Carlet is finally coming. When you delay a unit a year, they're not going to be good a year later. Most units. Carlet will not be. But she is coming this month, so yay. Anyway, that's it for the live stream recap. This is way longer than usual, but I just wanted to give you the brief recap. And we're going to talk even more about all this on Tuesday with the news video and hopefully a guest. See you then.